Good evening. If we would all stay standing for the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does the star-spangled banner your head wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Please be seated. Thank you, Jesse Owens, class of 2014. Please be seated. Before we begin, can we have another round of applause for Dan DeMonte, our resident assistant? Good afternoon and a warm welcome to each of you. It is wonderful to be able to share this convocation event with you. It is also a special occasion because today we celebrate a milestone in the history of REACH. Today completes the 5th year of REACH students being able to experience college life similar to undergraduates across the campus and across the nation. I invite you to sit back and enjoy this moment of celebration and achievement. As many of you know, I'm Jo Hendrickson, and I will be your Master of Ceremonies this evening. To officially welcome you this evening is the Interim Dean of the College of Education, Nicholas Colangelo.
Thank you. One of the great things about our society and about Iowa is that we have a way of celebrating achievement. And this graduation, this convocation is the way that we celebrate. These caps and these robes that you're wearing say, I did it. Actually, it's the smiles on your faces that say it even louder, that I did it. But everyone here, we're here to celebrate with you because you have undergone one of the experiences that we consider really important for youth in America to have, and that is a residential experience at a university. It's one of the dreams that most parents have for their kids, that they would have a chance to live a college experience and then to also be able to say, I graduated. For the rest of your lives, you will always be part of the University of Iowa family. You will always be part of the College of Education. And as Dean, what I want to say to you is we are tremendously proud of you today. So congratulations. At this time, I would like to introduce the Honorable Sally Peterson, the former Lieutenant Governor of Iowa. Sally Peterson served as Lieutenant Governor of Iowa from 1999 to 2007. She's former executive at Meredith Corporation in Des Moines, where she was senior food editor for Better Homes and Gardens and magazines. Anyone who knows Ms. Peterson knows that she has devoted her life to giving people opportunities, to making things better for people of all ages. And I can think of no one who seems to have been more successful and more dedicated to that. When it comes to REACH, she is clearly the First Lady of the REACH program. Without her, in all honesty, REACH could not exist. Without her caring, without her commitment, REACH we wouldn't be here doing this ceremony. So it is with a tremendous pride that I present to you the Honorable Sally Peterson.
Thank you very much, Dr. Colangelo. You know, I can remember when the REACH program was really in its infancy, in the beginning stages in 2007, and you were a supporter even then. You said that our advisory board could meet in the Bell and Blank Center, which you were director of at the time. And I just really want to acknowledge the genuine support that you've shown from this program from the very beginning, and you've contributed to its success and continue to do so today, so thank you. Well, I'm delighted to be here, as I know all of you are. This is an exciting milestone in the lives of these students, and we're all extremely proud of the success that we see here today, and we're very eager to see you all walk across the stage. So I'm going to keep my remarks brief, but as you heard, I'm chair of the REACH Advisory Board, and I want to mention that we have some other board members here today. Mike Selleck and his wife, Judy, are here. Marcy Chickering is a new board member. She is here from Wellmark. And of course, Charles Suka, who's going to be keynoting this event a little bit later. So there are 11 of us in all who are members of the advisory board. And I just want to explain a little bit about what we do. We're all volunteers, and we provide support to the REACH program and to Dr. Hendrickson and her faculty and staff. And we think they're terrific, and so we want to do everything we can to support them. We meet annually in the fall, and at that time we have the chance to interact with the REACH students. We have a breakfast where we meet the students, we visit classrooms, we eat lunch in the cafeteria with the students, and we often have a panel of students who tell us about their college experiences. So all of that is a great learning opportunity for the board members, and it helps us in understanding the program so that we can use our contacts and experiences to promote and connect the REACH program with the broader public. And in addition, our board members help raise funds for support of the REACH program and for scholarships. But today I want to tell you just briefly about a particular experience that our board had at our annual meeting in November. And I know that the students will remember this. Bruce Finn, who's a highly regarded professor of teaching and learning in the College of Education, he has taught a class the past 2 years on documentary making that paired traditional students with REACH students. And their assignment was to use online historical documents, photos, audio recordings, and videos to create a documentary about the disability rights movement as part of the larger civil rights movement. You remember this. And the day we visited the classroom, some of the student partners got up to share their documentaries with us. We saw film clips of marches and rallies. We heard speeches by Dr. Martin Luther King, and we heard civil rights songs and music. We saw clips of disability advocates in wheelchairs and George H.W. Bush in the Rose Garden with Senators Bob Dole and Tom Harkin signing the Americans with Disabilities Act. These documentaries were very powerful, and it was clear that the students were learning from one another. Professor Fenn demonstrated that when students with diverse learning styles and experiences work together, everyone benefits. And if you think about it, many of the students who are on this campus today are here because of the vision and the commitment of those in the civil rights movement and the disability rights movement. And the students who walk across this stage a few minutes from now are part of that continuing march of history. All of those involved in the REACH program, students, faculty, administrators, families, volunteers, are all pioneers in opening the doors of opportunity and equality ever wider. So class of 2013, keep that in mind. You are part of something great about America, our ever-expanding expression of a democracy that believes in opportunity for all of its citizens. And when you go on to get a job, rent an apartment, and get involved with your community, you will continue that march. So congratulations and good luck. And now it is my pleasure to introduce Beth Ingram. She's the Associate Professor of Undergraduate Education. She joined the University of Iowa as a faculty member in 1988. And the Office of Provost provides academic leadership to the university. Its fundamental mission, according to the university website, is to champion innovation and excellence in teaching. I'll say that again. Its fundamental mission is to champion innovation and excellence in teaching. And to my mind, that describes REACH. So please welcome Dr. Beth Ingram.
Well, thank you for that very warm introduction. Students, family and friends, faculty and staff, and distinguished guests, on behalf of the University of Iowa, welcome to this very special occasion. Of all the great things that happen on campus throughout the year, there are two events that I look forward to the most. The first is the start of classes in the fall, when we welcome new and returning students to campus. It's a time for us to come together as a Hawkeye family, to celebrate new beginnings, and to think purposefully together about how to make the most of the opportunities that lie ahead of us. We faculty members present our new students with what we call the Iowa Challenge, which asks them in part to strive for excellence, to stretch their horizons, and to commit to making wise choices. My other favorite event is, of course, this one, Convocation. On the face of it, the start of classes represents a beginning and Convocation an ending. But in fact, the two events are not so different at all. We come together today for a special purpose, and today's ceremony is as much about the beginning of a new journey as it is about reaching the end of a road. I'll bet you remember some of the key moments from your first days on campus. Moments filled with anticipation, exhilaration, and probably a good strong dose of anxiety and nervousness. Well, I hope today that the overwhelming feelings you have are a sense of pride and accomplishment. But I bet you're also feeling some of the same things you felt on that first day on campus, the excitement and the nervousness. Because in some ways, you're in the same place that you were, you're in the same place once more. You're about to begin a new adventure. At Convocation, we come together once again as a Hawkeye family to celebrate the success of students who have met the challenges we set for them and that they set for themselves throughout their undergraduate careers. The fact that you are sitting here today tells us that you have excelled academically. You've tackled new ideas and learned to have faith in your ability to solve problems. We know that you've stretched your horizons. You've met people from places you didn't know existed. You've struggled with new and difficult ideas, and you've discovered you can accomplish things you never dreamed you could master. And you've chosen wisely, because your choices have earned you recognition from one of the premier educational institutions in the world. As you leave the University of Iowa, keep in mind the words of Mark Twain, who wrote, 20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things you didn't do than by the ones you did do. So throw off the bowlines, sail away from the safe harbor, catch the trade winds in your sails, explore, dream, discover. I am confident that you have developed the skills here to set sail. On behalf of the faculty, staff, and the students of the University of Iowa, and I'm sure the family and friends here today won't mind if I speak for them as well, we congratulate you on this great accomplishment. But even as we do so, our greatest joy is the anticipation of your remarkable future. Thank you. to introduce Charles Suka, father of Andrew Suka, UI Reach class of 2010, and president of Suka Manufacturing Company in Sheffield, Iowa. Mr. Suka.
Thank you very much, Provost Ingram. It's a real honor and pleasure for me to be here today. I want to congratulate the class of 2013, greet family and friends that are in support of you here, and the platform guests and the REACH staff that have done such a phenomenal job. I am very tickled that this is my 4th convocation. I believe that's every convocation we've had here that I've been able to attend it. The last 2 years has been with our son completing the 2nd and 3rd year, and Andrew wanted me and asked me to specifically say and greet Chris Turk and Tim Green, his 2 roommates, his wonderful roommates that he had had these last 2 years. And he sends you his warmest greetings on things. Want to think back here a little, and I've got a question for you graduates. And by the way, I'm probably not going to use the official word convocation. I'm going to call it what we family and you are probably thinking of it as a graduation and you as graduates. So just bear with me on the terminology here. So for you graduates here, if you think back to when you were about 10 years old, and this is a very honest question, how many of you expected to be in a black robe getting a certificate from a university for completion of a program? How many of you expected to be here, to be graduating from a university program? Raise your hands if you thought that would be the case. Okay, we've got a couple visionaries here. Now how about family and friends of these graduates? When they were young children, how many of you expected them to be in a place like this, graduating from a university program? Raise your hands if you thought that was what was going to happen. Just see a few hands out there. I know in our personal case, that was not so. When our son was a young child, we were less than a mile from here. We had gone through testing, and we met with the experts in a little room, and they said we needed to face reality, some harsh realities, that it was likely that our child would never be able to write his own name, would probably not go to a regular school, certainly would not participate in athletic support, sports of any kind, wouldn't be able to live alone, couldn't think of driving a vehicle. And we might as well, we needed as parents to accept those realities and take our child home and love him. Well, we followed their advice. We took him home and we loved him. But in our particular case, we were fortunate to have a wonderful pastor, the most Christ-like person I've ever met. And when we told him the story and analysis was, he, in his very kind and gentle way, said, "It makes me so angry that they have not taken into account the grace of God." Well, there is nothing more terrifying or a worse curse, we thought at that time, than being told what the future is going to be, especially for your child. And it brings to mind Emerson's quote, "What lies behind us and what lies in front of us is less important than what is inside of us." Well, today we are here to celebrate what's inside each and every one of you. And looking back from what you have gone through, we are here to celebrate the grace of God, the love and support of your family members through these years, and especially the expertise of the educators who have dedicated their lives for your improvement. Education is how the world distributes its opportunities. Very true statement there. But as a young person, I know this was certainly my case, I just assumed, well, it's always been this way, it's here, this is just a given, it's going to happen. As you get older, like I am, and these other people up front here can tell you as well, great things do not come about by accident. They don't just happen. There's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. Dean Colangelo has been very eloquent in describing the background, and Governor Sally Peterson's efforts in spearheading that we wouldn't have a REACH program without her catalyst. The University of Iowa and its staff, as you have seated in front of here, in front of you, and others that are not able to be with us, that took the challenge of this program. And the REACH staff and department led by Dr. Joe Hendrickson, an outstanding leader, outstanding staff, caring, nurturing, pushing, steel fist, but gloved, a velvet glove, steel fist and a glove, some of them, that push each of you, and I'm sure each of you can tell a few stories along that line, preparing you for the future there. Well, REACH has given you the tools to develop from inside, what's inside you. Somebody already mentioned, think back to the first few days you came down here. I would expect, if it was similar to our experience, there was a lot of nervousness. There probably was a few tears. There was anxiety. This was a big step, a big change. You know, change, I'm all for change as long as it happens to the other person. It's tough the other way around, and we all have those challenges. So you have been very courageous, and we respect the courage that you have shown from drawing within yourself to bring the best out of you, with the guidance, the prodding, the love of the REACH staff and the educators around here. The things I've read and heard about you from the REACH staff are exciting. Comments like, oh, this person is so joyful, is fun to be with, a caring person, passionate, strong goals, a problem solver, learning to be independent. You have been given a lot of tools and risen to the occasion here. So now what? Well, the only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be. It's in your hands. One of my favorite quotes is of Henry Ford. And Henry Ford said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Well, REACH has taught you that you can. And please remember that for the rest of your lives here. I came across a study about, and it's kind of one of these typical ones, how business people and college professors think the whole world and youth are on a slow decline. And it was about professionalism, that they found in the last 10 years there's been a significant decline in professionalism. And how did they define professionalism? Well, there are three categories. One was attentiveness, paying attention. Number two, punctuality, being on time. And third, work ethic, working hard. Well, I know from my observations and our son's experience, these are the top three priorities of what REACH has been an experience for you and what the REACH instructors and teachers have provided and helped you grow in. People are hired because of what they can do. But being in business, I know the reason people are fired is because they don't pay attention, they don't show up on time, they're lazy, or else they just can't work with others. You've been given the fundamental skills here to grow and be successful in the world. Well, I appreciated very much being asked to share some thoughts and visit with you. Kind of nervous about it. I went to some resources. I don't know if you realize you can go to the website and find one for graduation commencement speakers that give you the list of the best ones out there. I listened to a couple of them that they listened to the rank, and I was a little surprised that there seems to be a new kind of minority stream of speakers that like to throw buckets of cold water on the graduating classes by saying, you aren't so special as you've been told and treated over the years. You're not as hot as you think you are. Well, I'm here, and I'm sure everyone else in this room agrees that ain't so. We know that you are special. We know that you've been courageous in the opportunities in coming to the University of here, and we know that you have been a blessing to each of us. Congratulations, graduates. You have been provided the foundation for success in the world. Go into the world and be a blessing to others as you have been a blessing to us.
Thank you so much, Mr. Suka. We really understand that you understand our students, the challenges of these families, and the challenges of the students, and the great potential for the future that they all have. So thank you for conveying that so strongly and so articulately. Next, I call to the stage 4 students who will share their thoughts and reflections about REACH and the University of Iowa and their experiences here. Will Alex, Jane, Jeffrey, and Danny please stand and come forward?
We can't hear you.
Joe, the mic has been shut off. I wasn't talking loud enough and I didn't have the mic close enough to my mouth to be heard. So it was really a special test so my students would understand that they have to, what are we going to do besides give that great smile, Alex? We're going to put our microphone right on the chin so y'all can hear. Is that what, that's kind of the plan? So thank you very much for the feedback. And my first student that I'm going to introduce to you, who will keep the microphone by his chin, is Alex. And Alex, would you come forward, please?
Oh, a little out of order.
Hello, everyone. My name is Alex Wolfing, and this is called A Climb of a Journey. Hello, everyone. My name is Alex Wolfing, and I'm from Edina, Minnesota. I came to Iowa City in 2011 to come to the REACH program. Today, I'm going to talk to you about all of my campus involvement and community groups. I think campus involvement is important because you can get to know a lot of people and it's helped me become more social. Getting involved has given me an opportunity to make a lot of great memories. I remember great moments like at my first basketball and football game. I remember at the Wisconsin versus Iowa basketball game, I got to run onto the court after the game. We were screaming. It was crazy and really fun. Then I joined my Bible study group, RUF, in my first semester here at REACH. RUF has helped me grow in my faith. It has been a huge inspiration for me while at REACH. I've made a lot of great friends, and I'll stay in contact with them when I leave. I loved club night and men's night. And being able to do all the fun weekend activities. I always remember playing Frisbee at Hubbard Park with my friends. I had so much fun. I love my 2 years at Reach. It was fantastic. I cannot ask for anything better. I want to thank the Reach staff for all their help. I also want to thank my parents for sending me here to Iowa. I don't miss one of the memories I've made here. Thank you, and go Hawkeyes.
Thank you, Alex. Nice job. Our next student speaker is Jane.
Hello, my name is Jane Palmer, and I'm from Muscatine, Iowa. I like to go shopping and hang out with friends. I came to Reach to work on life skills, meet new people, and make new friends. I wanted to learn how to live independently because that is something I have never experienced before. Before Reach, I did not really know how to do laundry, but after living in Stanley for 2 years and being responsible for my own chores, believe me, I can do my own laundry and much, much more. Fall semester, I worked at Handy Care with babies. I had a lot of fun, but it was not a career I wanted to have after Reach. Babies are not easy to talk to and cry a lot. I talked with the Reach staff and told them I wanted to try something new. They found me an internship in hospitality at the Sheraton in Iowa City. I worked about 100 hours this semester. I absolutely loved it. I worked in housekeeping and helped in cleaning rooms, but I started the internship. Before I started the internship, I was really nervous, but I found out that I really enjoy making beds and dusting. I also really enjoy the people I work with. In fact, I have applied for several hospitality jobs for this summer. The classes at Reach have allowed me to become more confident in my career, social, and independent living skills. I enjoyed getting to know my instructors and making new friends. It has been fun to have classes this semester with Reach students from other years. One of my favorite memories is when I first came to Reach. When I came to orientation, I was overwhelmed by the number of students. I thought I will never be able to make a friend here. I was lucky I met 2 really great friends. They've been my best friends ever since. I'm really excited to come back next year for a 3rd year at Reach. I look forward to living in an apartment, having a bigger space, and learning to cook. I know that I will miss many of my peers who are graduating this year. I will miss living in Stanley Hall with them, but now I have friends across the country to talk to on Facebook. Best of luck to the class of 2013 and all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Jane. Our next student speaker is Jeffrey.
Hello, my name is Jeff Stein, and I'm from Marion, Iowa. I started at the REACH program in the fall of 2011. Over the last 2 years, I have met some wonderful teachers and students. I learned to live in a dorm. I learned to find my way around the Iowa City community. I also learned how to ride the Iowa City buses and read the bus schedule. After the past 2 years, I'm excited about the future. I enjoy many of my classes at REACH. My favorite classes were computers and technology, my internship, money management, and life skills. I enjoyed these classes because they help to prepare you for when you live on your own after graduating from the REACH program. The instructors were always helpful and explained things so I could understand them. This year, I took new classes like Information Technology and Media. In these two classes, I learned about using technology like videos, photos, and electronics. These classes made me feel sure of my technology skills for the future. Other way that REACH helped to prepare me to live on my own is my internship. I had a really great internship this semester. I worked at the University of Iowa Main Library in Special Collections. I enjoyed this because the people were very kind and it was quiet. I also enjoyed the opportunity to look at some of the old books from over 200 years ago. Have you ever touched or smelled a 200-year-old book? Excuse me for that one. I like to hang out with friends, RAs, and advisors and having fun, but I will miss spending time with all these guys when I move back home. I will miss and I will sing and I will come back to visit when I can. Thank you for everything.
Thank you, Jeff. Our final speaker, student speaker, is Danny.
Hello, my name is Danny Tyson. I'm from Long Island, New York. I graduated from the REACH program in 2012, and I'm now in the third-year option. I would like to talk to you today about my experience here at the University of Iowa. In the past 3 years, I have made many new friends, have learned many new things. I met people both in and out of REACH. One of the ways I met new people was by joining a group on campus called CAB. CAB means Campus Activity Board. In CAB, I got to work a lot of events, got to meet some famous people. I shook hands with comedian Kenan Thompson, Joe McHale. I even won a Member of the Week award for being so involved. During the football season, I love attending games, tailgating. Everyone has a lot of fun at the games. We get to yell as loud as we want with no one telling us what to keep it down. On Sundays, a lot of the guys get together and watch NFL games on TV. Sometimes we have multiple TVs set up in one room so we can all watch our favorite teams. Some of my favorite memories will always be the times we hung out and argued about sport teams. Go Jets. Along with a few classmates, I got to attend some fun events at the Hello House on campus. We would celebrate major holidays there. One new friend I met was Ariel. Ariel and I met once before coming to Iowa. We became much better friends from Hillel. We plan to stay in touch through Facebook. Even every weekend, I had the opportunity to attend social events with my friends. We would go to the mall, play pickup basketball games, see movies, go out to eat at Buffalo Wild Wings. One time last year, we went to a baseball game in Cedar Rapids, and I got to go on the field and play a game between innings. While playing the game, I ripped my pants. We all had a good laugh, but boy, the breeze was chilly. In my third year at REACH, I got to live in Parkland Apartments. I shared an apartment with a fellow third-year student, Bradley. At Parkland, I had a new experience like cooking meals, cleaning, and hosting small parties with friends. My favorite meals to cook is hamburgers and french fries. These past 3 years have been really good for me. I have learned so much. I made friendships that will last my whole life. It will be hard to leave my friends, but I know we will stay in touch. We plan to meet up a few times a year to hang out and share stories of adventures at Reach. Thank you.
Thank you to our speakers, and one final round of applause as they sit down. Thank you. So I'm not going to let the microphone fool me again. At Reach, we have developed a tradition of showing a product that portrays some aspect of the work and accomplishment of UI Reach students and the Reach program. This year, we will share a video that came about because Wellmark Blue Cross Blue Shield partnered with Reach to create an employment opportunity for Reach alumni. Last summer, the very first Wellmark Reach paid summer internship was offered. This video is about Allie Heath's experience as a summer intern. And I'm going to ask our dignitaries to move to the front row, and we'll all sit to view the video there.
More and more dependent on myself. I've got a roommate, I've got a best friend now, I've got my own apartment, I've had a great job here. I love coming here to work every day and seeing all these people and doing my job, and it's changed me so much. I'm not the same person I was when I got out of high school.
Go look up what Wellmark's all about. And I was like, okay, and came back down with some notes and, told me a little bit what was an insurance company, and said I'm supposed to have 3 questions for my interview. And I don't remember what the questions were, but she had those. So apparently during the interview, she pulled out a notebook and, said, well, this is what Wellmark is, and had the 3 questions. And Kristen from HR, I guess, was pretty impressed with that. So I was quite proud of her because she came up, she did that. I did no prompting with that at all. She did all on her own.
The first year that we actually got the concept that we were going to have an intern from Reach was when Deb came in and spoke to us. And she was some helpful hints how to deal with a Reach intern. And it was so great because we knew exactly what to do and not to do. And we found it so helpful. And it's an honor to say that I got to be a mentor for Allie. I didn't realize I had it in me, but my management thought I did, and they were right. And I'm going to cry. Sorry.
First, the prepping before the internship started was extraordinary, and the support we got from Reach. It was really going over the importance of having a mentor involved with the intern and what they can provide in the experience for Allie. Different common characteristics and behaviors, recognizing those, and how to overcome any obstacles, and how to react in a timely fashion. And a really good thing too was different communication skills to help me ask the right questions, bring things out of Allie. Not that Allie was an extraordinary communicator, but it just helped me ask the right questions. For example, being able to come right out and say, Allie, what can we do to help you be successful? What do you need from me? And asking that directly. And just knowing that was the right approach.
I think that employees have embraced Allie and they've learned from her. I think she has learned from them. As a company, we embrace inclusion and diversity. And I think as the employees started to know Allie, they said she's a very special person. She's made very special contributions. She has a number of friends. She has people she goes out to lunch with every day. And in fact, sometimes people are standing in line to interact with Allie. So she probably, if you think of all the interns we have, and you say, how have they really integrated into the environment? I'd say Allie's done as well or better than any intern I've known in my time.
I can't describe how wonderful everybody has been to me. When I first came here, I was so scared, and everybody has been so wonderful to me. Kristen and Jay and Alice and Linda and everybody upstairs and everybody all around Walmart. I can't thank everybody enough for how much they have done for me and how they have changed me and helped me. And it's going to be so hard to leave, so.
I would be willing to talk to any employer and tell them all the values of having the internship. There's value in terms of the work that gets produced. There's value in terms of embracing inclusion and diversity and learning from others. And there's value in people feeling really good about making a difference. So I would endorse the internship. And as I said earlier, we're going to do it every day.
It's my understanding that Allie Heath, in fact, I saw Allie but not face to face, is here in the audience, as is Jay Vonderhaar and Alice Davis and Marcy Chickering. If you all would please stand up, the Wellmark team, and be acknowledged. At this time, I ask Provost Beth Ingram and Dean Nicholas Colangelo to move to center stage. Together with the assistance of Rory Carson, our Associate Director, and UI Reach advisors, they will present the Reach certificate to the class of 2013. Students in row 1, please stand. Will you now line up to receive your certificates? Families and friends, please hold your applause until after all the students have received their certificates. Students, after you have received your certificate, please stand between the provost and the dean to be photographed. Mo Byrne. Gwendolyn E. Fisher. Tim Green. Josh Gunderson. Andrew Haight. Jonathan Rayburn Korsmeyer. Connor Lamb. Carly Logan. Jane Palmer. Students in row 2, please stand and line up. Kevin Lawrence Peck. King Pitzenberger. Robert Rolfing. Brandon Nicholas Roby. Lena Stinson Rusick. Jeffrey Scott Stutterheim. Colton Tyler. Josh Alferts. Students in row 3, please rise and line up. Bradley Lane Hoyt. Alex Joseph Steingler. Christopher Turk. Danny Tyson. And our final third-year option student, Lindsay Jo Wark. Students, you now may return to your seats, and can we have a final loud round of applause? Beth Ingram.
I ask that the candidates for certification in the REACH program to please rise. Provost Ingram, these students, as an integral part of their university experience, have successfully completed the coursework, internships, and campus living expectations of the REACH program. These men and women have attained the educational, career, and independent living goals to advance to the next stage of their lives. As Dean of the College of Education, I recommend these individuals for REACH certification. For those candidates who have completed 60 hours of focused career study, I recommend you for a certificate with a career-focused area.
The University of Iowa is proud to have established the University of Iowa REACH program as a post-secondary education opportunity for men and women from Iowa and across the nation. The university takes great pride in fulfilling its mission of expanding diversity and opportunity for all citizens. All of you who stand before me in the REACH class of 2013 have met the requirements set by the College of Education and the REACH program. I recommend you on behalf of the University of Iowa to receive this REACH certificate and where earned the career focus area of concentration. In addition, for those students who have completed the third-year option, I recommend you to receive a certificate of achievement. As a final act to show your achievement, please move your tassels from the right side of your cap to the left. My colleagues and I extend our heartfelt congratulations. Another round of applause.
The magic mic. Graduates, you may please be seated. As I mentioned when the convocation began, REACH has reached a 5-year milestone. In celebration of this important milestone, I call to the podium Dean Nick Coangelo.
And I would like to call to the podium Peter Fultz and Sally Peterson. I want to introduce Peter Fultz first. Peter is a graduate of the very first class of REACH in 2010, and he is one of our proud graduates of the University of Iowa and College of Education, and Peter is here to speak to you.
During my 2 years at the REACH program, the one thing that I remember most was how the university was so accepting and welcoming to the Reach students in every way. I also, I also remember the way the campus environment felt like home to me and all of my Reach classmates. You cannot imagine the feeling of a campus life when you first step foot into an Iowa versus Iowa State football game or an Iowa versus Michigan basketball game. This part of campus life will always be very special to me. The first time I met Miss Peterson, I was attending the opening day of the Reach program back in 2010. She talked about the program and what it meant to her. One thing that really stuck out to me was that Sally had a son with autism. Sally changed a lot of lives by starting this program. Sally is such a caring, nice, loyal and kind lady. She really understood us students and what we really needed from a program. Reach really changed my life as a person. It made me grow inside and out. When I graduated, I moved to Atlanta, Georgia, and worked 2 years at public supermarkets. Then I moved back to my hometown in Glen Ellen, Illinois. I've now been working at Dominic's, a grocery store chain, for 7.5 months now, and loving every moment of it. Thank you. Reach really made me think of my career in different jobs that I might want to do. I learned to save money in my money management class. I'm very lucky. I live in a condo, have my own car, and I'm 2 seconds away from my job and loving it every day. On behalf of all Reach alum and current students, myself, sorry, thank you, Sally Peterson, for making Reach possible, and you've helped make my career independent possible. You helped create better lives for Reach students and myself. Thank you.
All of us can clearly see what a special occasion this is and what a special program Reach is. And I realize how many people, Joe Hendrickson and her staff, who are dedicated to making Reach something within people's reach. And it is a beautiful program at this university. But Sally, you are clearly very special to this program. You have been part of this program since it started. I honestly don't know if without your energy, without your commitment, we could be having the ceremony that we are today. You have made a career out of minimizing barriers, out of expanding opportunities. In life, we all need champions, someone that sticks up for us. And Sally Peterson is the champion for the Reach program. In recognizing this terrific individual, we had this plaque, and I will read it to you. It's presented May 10th, 2013, by the University of Iowa College of Education to Sally Peterson, Chair of the Reach Advisory Committee, whose vision, leadership, and commitment to equity, diversity, excellence, and opportunity in post-season education inspires and guides the U of I Reach program. Our deepest gratitude from the College of Education and the University of Iowa. Thank you, Sally.
Thank you very much. And Peter, thank you for those wonderful words. You know, it's students like you and all these students here today that inspire me. And so I thank you. My husband is here today, and I just want to, acknowledge him, and then I want to say I hope you weren't planning to get me flowers for Mother's Day. They will pale by comparison. And of course, Jo Hendrickson and her staff are fabulous, and I want Jo to stand, but I also want all the staff and faculty, because they're doing so much to make this a success, and they really aren't acknowledged. So please.
The REACH convocation has now concluded. However, before the recessional, I also want to personally extend my heartfelt thank you to all of the REACH staff who are so incredibly talented and dedicated, and to the RAs and to the mentors and to the students who have been interns and volunteers and practicum students in our program. You all have contributed to making this event and this program and these life-changing kinds of opportunities available. So I am so appreciative of everything that you do, and I won't have you stand up again, but I cannot express, I wish I could express half as eloquently as Mr. Suka did the incredible dedication and talent and what you do to bring out the inner person in each of these incredible students who have stepped forward and made the decision, regardless of the challenges, that you are going to improve your life and you are going to move forward and have dreams and meet those dreams. So I give the greatest thank you to everyone, and especially to our students, because we've learned the most from you. We become better because of your interaction with us and your leading the way for us, so thank you. Before we go upstairs for the reception that is open to everyone, I would like to remind alumni that there is an Extend, which is the Family Alumni Association dinner tonight, and everyone going to that dinner should meet Ms. Bryan and Ms. Kate and Debbie Reed of the steering committee of Extend at 6 o'clock. Gather together, and you are going to take up a lot of space, because it wasn't that long ago we were having 5, 6, 10 maybe people attend the post-convocation dinner. And since Extend was created, tonight we have over 70 of you all getting together and celebrating and renewing acquaintances. So enjoy your evening, and the best to you going forward. Graduates, please stand for the recessional.